Guys, we'll be back into this new video tutorial with OSP Pro. Wow, sorry it has taken long, but don't worry, I'm back. Let's get started. Now, if you at all you haven't not yet happened to subscribe to my YouTube channel, please members, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel now, so that you can be in a chance or get a chance to know how next on how to do things. Now, at the moment, I'm just going to take you straight to my YouTube channel, which is OSP Pro. Please make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. You'll see a logo like this, and I just help me there. Please subscribe so that you can be in position to pop up. Now, on the other way around, we have a different videos within our channel. So you can also take time and actually go on and watch our videos. We have very many list of videos. If you can go to playlist too, and you happen to watch different videos within our page. So we have different versions or different videos there, you get. Now can go in for it, so I hope you guys will love them. Now on the other way around, we are going to get started, and also you can go to my YouTube channel called OSP Project, and then you will see a logo like this, and then you just make sure you like the page. It's a new page because I've just happened to create it very shortly, so you can also go on and tend to learn. You can actually post down, and always just do one on as approve you, and then you can always be in position to link to us so that you can be in chance to share the information. Now again, on the other way around, I just have to say that you can also go to my other page called check on that page. It's called OSP IT Digital Solutions. You can also go to that page so that you can be in position to pick or share information with us. Now, my friend, today we are just going to get started, and we are going to learn something called API with XML. Now, today's video is not going to be that much video which I may talk at the moment, but I'm just going to pass through you, take you through some few pieces of codes that I happen to make for this application, so that you guys can be in position to understand how the chain moves, you get. So this is my simple HTML page. I think you can just use simple HTML page with the SUF name, place name, course, intake year, semester, and with maybe just submit button. Now if you check, there's nothing big there, but don't forget it's inside the form, and I'm using a method called submit. So if you need the piece of code, you can actually drag them and then just take it. My point is just here, so take this second, copy the piece of code, and then just paste it into your editor. So on the other way around, I happen to do the configuration, which it is here, just connect to my database connection, which my database connection is just called dbcon, and it's mainly localhost, and I'm using test, which is the default version of the default database which comes in if at all you're using MySQL. If at all you're using MySQL exam, by default you will always have this one popping up on your machine. On the other way around, if you try to cross-check, I also have other free stuffs that maybe happen to handle. Just to submit to the database, this is just my simple piece of code. And now, let me just take you straight. That implies in a simple term, we can be in a position to submit data to the database or to MySQL database. So this is what I did here. This is a simple page. Though for me, I happen to use something called Bootstrap onto my page. But you guys, you can use whatever you want, so that you can come up with what you feel like is going to be good for you. So if you do that, on the other way around, my database is already here. So this is some simple added data which we shall go to see into on the other way around how we can actually make that. But if you happen to take time to watch this take time and copy this very piece of code and take this one also. Just my point is here, that submit, that from form. That's my big point. And don't forget to save it as .php, because here today we're not going to be basing on Ajax, we're going to be based on PHP. I'll explain to you guys in short-term run course. Now remember I said what you're going to be creating up something called an Ajax, whereby this one is creating up an Ajax you're going to be creating up something called XML file. So what am I talking about at the moment? We just use 1 second or 1 minute to explain for a piece of code in this way. We just try to pick something called paint, so that we can attempt to write some few things there, so that we can be in position to share some few of concepts around us, so that we can be in position to share some few things. Now if I may take you back to paint here, just do some simple drawing, and just try to say Now if you look onto XML, you get now XML in a simple term, XML is what text as known as there's something called API, you get API, whereby API in simple term means application programming interface, you get. Now what is an API in a simple term? An API helps us to create up an application whereby a user, the third user, can actually use without hardship, without setting up the database configuration, without doing anything like that. Instead, we are just going to generate something called user. There's something called user. There's something called username that we have to give that user, and there's also something called the key. You get? So that guy or that person will be in a position or will need something from us called the key. So if we happen to give the key to that given user, so this our API or this stuff called an API is going to be in a position to generate for us all what we need. You get? So the third user will be in a position to access the information. Now, one of the simplest way how you can actually give a user to generate that given data is by using something called XML. Now, if you don't want to use XML, you can also watch my video for something called Json. Okay? I happen to make some videos for Json, but I know I didn't take enough time to come up with that Json API. But today I'm going to really explain very well for you guys using XML. Then next time I make for a video on Json, I hope you guys will love it. Now, today, even still in this video, I happen not to create all the fonts or what, but I'm actually going to explain to you what I'm going to be covering with you. How to create up an API, how to fetch an API, how to check an API, how to really use an information coming from an API, how to turn that data again into something called PHP, whereby a user can actually use it again. Then we shall also look on the other way around, how can we fetch this data from PHP and actually we force a user to submit or to do something with it. Now let's see, let's check this. I have my panel here, this is my page for submit button. This is my page here. If you try to refresh, this is it. The information actually ends here. If you check, so I didn't put here Ajax or jQuery, that's why I see the page does not submit without loading. So this is the last person in our database. If you check, this is a form, and if you check here, this is an XML page that we created an XML page, and that XML page is called student details. And then on the other way around, this is the student details, which is in XML. I've transferred it, or this XML page which we are having here, we happen to transfer it in this form of into PHP. Okay, this is reading XML data into form of PHP. I think you can see, and this is the last detail. Let me just try to hide this down a bit later. If you check right now here, this is what we have. This is the last student, which is called Obut David. Now let me just give you assumption to submit some given data. I'm just going to say something called YouTube. Last name is called Gogo, I think so. Because that guy did obvious has to be computer science. The year he was, maybe year 3, and then maybe semester 2. Are you getting that? So if you try to submit some simple data here, I just use simple PHP. There's no big code. That's why you see this one can actually remain there by default, but that's not a big problem. We can always refresh our page by just clicking within there. That implies in a simple term the page has already submitted into the database, and at the moment, if you try to refresh the database, the data is already submitted into our page. Okay, the data is already submitted into our page. I think you can see just around here. Sorry. The data is already submitted into our page, so I'm just going to go back there. Sorry for that. So yeah, the data is ready to submit into our page, and I think you can see. Now, as the data is submitted, even our XML gets that data there and then. Like now here, this is the last student, but if I refresh the page right now, after data submitting. I think you can see now we even happen to collect that data dynamically to our XML page, and at the same time we also happen to get that page in that format of the student details created for us, or we happen to create inside down here. So if you check also on our page down here, we're going to be having the same piece of code added to our page. You get, and the same data is really going to be in this part, though here I need to use Ajax to fetch that data, or one on us a jQuery to check to pick that data with that page loading. But in a simple time, we really also have that data within just a page down here. So if you check now on our page, we really also have that data submitted. So that's what I'm trying to say. We are going to be learning on the next video, where I'm going to take it straight to the codes. We are going to be coming up with that application part a time at a go. So you guys, if you find this video interesting, please make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you can always get chance to in video partition or this chance to be always a part of this program. So if you guys know that you have never happened to share our channel, comment down on our videos. Please make sure you actually happen to comment down on my video, and you also let me know what next which maybe happen which you really want me to come up for you. You know, there's been a time that actually I was kind of busy, and don't forget we are going for Christmas. So hopefully guys, stay safe, don't drink while you're driving, and don't forget to go to church. Actually, even me this time around on Sunday, I think I'll go to church, and I say, God, thank you for keeping me for the whole day and the whole year. So guys, make sure you do that. So like I've said, this is what we have to do. You just have to get the simple page, which is going to be this one here. If you check our simple page, is this one here to submit data. Don't forget to go add the configuration of your PHP or of the database configuration, and then my big details is on the form. I don't care which type of form you may be having, as long as you have that details. This is my simple details for the data. You can actually copy my same stuff, and then you create your own page, or you create your own table they called XML like mine, and then just make sure that XML is having some details which is going to be from the same thing like mine here. If you try cross check, this is it. So if you go to the structure, it has all those details. So if you check, this is the details that I have, and this is how I created my description of the database. So my friend, make sure to have that top so far, so that you can be in a position to actually submit data into the database. So on the other way around, you can also be in position to add one else to create XML. This is my piece of code, but though at the moment you may not get it, you may fail to get it, but don't worry, I'm going to be making a video for you guys step by step, so that you'll be in position to have all that with you. So my friends, wish you a nice time. May God bless you. Love you all. Take care. Love you. Thank you.